guys, Michael Everett here with True Trading Group. January 5th, Friday, opened up a swing trade on RUBI at $2.11. There's a lot to like about this setup, but there is a couple things that I don't like. I'm going to walk you through my analysis, walk you through what I'm seeing in this setup, why I opened the swing, what my game plan with the trade is, and we'll go over the pros and cons of this setup. And we're going to start with the MACD indicator on the daily chart. This is a daily chart of RUBI. Right down here is your MACD indicator. This is my favorite indicator in identifying swing trade setups. And right now I'm seeing a bullish divergence in the MACD. Okay, you can see since the beginning of November, the value of the MACD is steadily increasing. Meanwhile, the share price in RUBI was actually decreasing or trading sideways. That is considered bullish divergence in the MACD. When the value of that MACD is rising while the share price is either falling or trading sideways, bullish divergence, that's a strong sign and usually an indicator that the trend is about to change and you might get some upside in the next coming days or weeks in a stock. The second thing that I want you to notice in the MACD indicator is a value of minus 0.01. It's about to cross over the zero line. Okay, that means when the MACD indicator goes from a negative value to a positive value, that is another bullish signal in the MACD. So that you see that it's been steadily increasing ever since the beginning of November, and now we have it sitting at a value of minus 0.01, about to cross over that zero line into positive territory. That's another strong signal that the MACD is giving us. Next, I want to go to notice the volume on these four strong green candle days. Okay, look at the volume that coincides with these days. The strongest volume days that this stock has had have been strong green days. That could be an early sign of some institutional accumulation down at these, depressed levels. The stock was trading much higher. At the end of last year, the stock was up, $4, $5, and now we're sitting down here at $2. So that could be another early little sign of some institutional accumulation as you see strong green candle days with strong green volume, way higher volume than your average volume bar, as you can see down here with these volume candles. Okay, that's another pro or another positive indicator that I'm seeing on that RUBI. Next, I want you to notice the 50-day moving average, this blue line on your screen. As I zoom out, look at the resistance that this 50-day moving average has held on this stock for the last several months. Okay, you can see every time the stock gets up to that blue line, that 50-day moving average, it sells off, gets up to it, sells off, gets up to it, sells off, gets up to it, gaps down on that big sell-off. And now as we fast forward, you saw another attempt a couple of days ago. The stock found resistance again at that 50-day, did not shy away from it, and then here we go on that Friday, a nice green volume day as the stock pierced through that 50-day moving average and actually closed above it. The 50-day was 209. Closed at 211. So what I'm looking for now is some extension as momentum kicks in with the stock breaking above this 50-day moving average, which has held resistance for several months in this RUBI. Lastly, I like this gap. Okay, I really need to delete the rest of these circles. Okay, lastly, I like this gap. Okay, the first target that I have on this RUBI swing trade is right up to the start of that gap. So this 245, this high right here. Okay, that is going to be your first target on that RUBI trade where I would look to take some profit in front of that level. If the volume is really high in this RUBI and I'm starting to see some real momentum kick in and the stock gets through 250, gets through that 245, it will put it up into this gap, and then your final target on the trade will be a gap fill up to 330. Okay, it will take some time for the stock to get up there. This is not just a one-day hold or a two-day hold. We might get that move up to 245 in a couple days, but if the stock's going to fill this gap, this is a large gap for that stock to fill, that's going to take some time. So like I said, that first target is where I'm going to look to take some profit in front of that 245, and we'll see how the trade works itself out. The negatives about this RUBI is it has a larger float, so I expect it to be a little bit of a slow mover. The volume is light compared to the size of the float. It's going to take a lot of volume to move this stock because of the size of the float. That's one of the negatives that I wasn't too crazy about in this RUBI trade. I would like to see heavier volume come into the stock. So I'm not overly confident in the trade, but there's still a lot to like about the setup, and that's why I pulled the trigger. I entered the position at $2.11. The stock closed right at $2.11, and we'll see if we can hold above that 200-day moving average and hold above $2. The other thing that I want to point out, lastly before we go, is this resistance level that the stock had at $2. Okay, you can see this double top high right here, this resistance. It broke through it, pulled down below it. Now it's back above. I want to see this area right here continue to hold support and see the stock now start to push off of this $2 level now that we've broken above that 50-day moving average. So keep your eyes on it. You want to see increase in volume. You want to see a little bit more consistent volume come in here, and we want to get up and away from this 50-day moving average and catch some momentum up to our first target. All right, I'll provide updates on the trade, guys, as we go. Good luck. Enjoy the weekend. I'll see you guys in chat on Monday. Take care.